Welcome back everybody for some 2-piece TCG action, and today we are showing some love to the green cards. We are playing the Bonney deck. And Bonney as a leader, if you don't know what she does, whenever your opponent attacks, you tap one Dawn, and she's able to rest up any of your opponent's characters or leader actually, if required. So just letting you just stop one additional attack whenever required, or allowing you to attack into a character. And going over the deck, it's going to be a pretty straightforward deck. Well, of course, we play the Searchers, we play the 4 Bonnies, and the 4 Baby 5s. Bonney searches any Supernova, and Baby 5 searches any Don Quixote Pirate card for tapping one additional Dawn after summoning them. Or if they're already on field, it's just for one Dawn, you get to search, and you can keep searching with them as long as you keep them alive. And going over the blockers, we do play the 2 veggies. It's not necessarily good against the top meta cards because they have a lot of ways to counter these weak blockers, either by popping them or bouncing them to hand. But still, in other matchups when it's a grind game, summoning this card or just summoning a bunch of blockers can just save you that extra turn and give you that, extra turn to actually win. And I think the best blocker in this deck is the 2-drop Rosadante, really good with the kid play. And even if they KO something, you can just, as long as that card that's being KO'd is rested, you can just use Rosadante as a blocker even for effects. And now, for the last blocker, we do play the Hawkins. Hawkins is really good. It's really hard to remove it with card effects, almost impossible. It's not worth wasting 2 card pops just for Hawkins. Really, the only way to deal with it is just let it lose by battle, and most likely you just gotta keep countering out and just keeping Hawkins to be as a permanent blocker every turn. Again, giving them one less chance to attack into your life or another character. And actually now going over the 2Ks as well to just go over them. Baby 5, searchable, a Pooh searchable, and the other Pooh also searchable. All searchable 2Ks. So if you need that extra protection with those 2Ks, just grab one of those, so you should be fine. And we do play just about, I think, 11 counters, which is more than enough for 2Ks. And now for the actual meat of the deck, we play the 4 Cavendishes. One of the best cards in the deck, just lets you unrest 2 Dawn on play, and whenever attacks, again, unrest 2 Dawn. Especially good with that 10-drop plays, allowing you to just use the Bonney effect on top of summoning a 10-drop Doflamingo. And for the other 5 drops, Carrot, she was really good against the top meta. Actually stops Lucci guys from being unrested, stops BY Luffy brothers from being unrested, and Doflamingo only summons 4 drops, so you could just stop them all from attacking again, giving you more opportunity to have less attackers being against you. Sometimes even only 1 attack per turn, which you can just block her out with Rosadante or Capone if need be. And then for the last 5 drop, we only play 1 Bonney. It's mainly for the decks that really need those 10 drops. So just having her just on play to stop 1 Dawn from being unrested and just not letting them play their 10 Dawn turn. Maybe I'm thinking of Katakuri or Pudding with the 10 drop Big Mom, or maybe Anel with the aces, but those actually have Yamato, so maybe it might not be the best example. And for the bigger guys, though, 2 Krieg, mainly for the actual Doflamingo matchup, just trashing 1 card, getting rid of 2 4-drops that are rested. Really good in the grind game, and especially for the grind game, if Doflamingo still has a lot of life, you just attach 1 Dawn to him and he becomes a double attack. So that's kind of wild, and he does exactly what you need against the top meta. And then going for the kid now, we play 3 kids. Again, like I mentioned with Rosadante, you summon him, add 1 Dawn, make him rest that, add that blocker to the field, and they have to attack kid. So again, reduces your chance of them getting rid of your life or ending the game that turn. And really, sometimes that's all that enough if you have kid with 3 blockers and they have no way to remove those blockers. You're surviving that turn regardless of what they do. And for the last 2 big guys, we play the 9-drop Shanks that actually just recently came out in the starter decks. He's just for 9-drop, KO any rest the card, mainly for those 10 drops and those big drops that you can't really out so easily. Just summoning him, removing it really helps you, and on top of that, summons you, gives you a bigger guy to just go ahead and try to finish the game for next turn. And then the last best big drop in my opinion is the Doflamingo. 10 drop, summon him, three of your opponent's characters can't even attack that turn. So on top of summoning a big guy, you most likely not going to even lose life or lose any ability to be able to win it for next turn. And if you have multiple Doflamingos just spamming that, just stopping those characters from being unrested, it can be very annoying and can wrap up games extremely quickly. And for the really events we don't play a lot, we just play the 0 cost whoever wins this war becomes justice. Just additional way to get rid of your 0 counters, which we have a lot. Not like from what I can see, we have 2 Kriegs, 3 Kids, and 3 Hawkins, Doflamingo, and Shanks. So we again have a lot of 0 counters. And if they're being aggressive like Zoro or being really fast, it might be required for you to draw this card or else you lose because you don't have enough counters to protect yourself. But you'll actually see what this deck can do against meta. And let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay, looks like we are going to go ahead and start our games with a Doflamingo matchup. And we do get to go first, which is excellent. And looking at our hand, we don't really have a starter, but we do have a lot of 5 costs, which we love, and that 10 drop. So I think I'm going to go ahead and keep this hand, even though we'll just pass our turn. But it really matters only in the endgame against Doflamingo, so I think we'll be honestly fine. Sengoku makes sense. Go ahead and get your searcher. What did you search? Perfume Femur. That can be a little bit problematic, especially with the kit plays. But we're really not going to rely on a lot of blockers, mainly for the fact that we don't have any. I think he's just doing setup, which is fine with me. As long as he doesn't get Jinbei, we're chilling. But we'll just, again, have to see if I am right or if I'm just going to be silly Dawn and he's going to swarm his field with a lot of big guys. Okay, well, we have Shanks play for 9 Dawn turn at least. We're going to attack for 7, see what they do. They take. Good stuff. Good stuff. Guessing attach 2 to Doflamingo or maybe draw into Jinbei and play Jinbei. Well, after you attack with... No, we got Boa. I think that was a misplay. You should have attacked with Doflamingo first, because now I'll just tap your Boa. Yep, Boa taps, and we're going to counter out of it with 7. Might as well do it now before he has way too many people. Let's Cavendish here, and then we'll attack his Boa for 6, forcing him to counter. Alright, so now he has 6 cards only, which is really good right now. We're not letting him get a lot of cards. Another Boa, so he is going to at least guarantee summon another Warlord. If he of course has it on the top 3, which looks like he does because he put it on the top. And alright, we are going to have to take that, but let's go ahead and Bonney first. Tap the Boa he can attack with, and we're just gonna take it. Another Cavendish. Okay, that's perfectly fine. Let's start getting rid of his board presence. First, let's definitely carrot the Boa. Let's attack Law for 7, seeing if he will lock with it. No, he just lets it go. Then let's attack with another 7 into the leader, because it's not like his Boa can be unrested, so might as well just let it be there for a while. He is down to 3 life with how many cards in hand? 9. That's a little concerning. But looks like he's not getting the cards he needs like Jinbei, because he keeps using his stacking ability, which is not even Sengoku to search, it's a neg. If you had Jinbei in the hand, you would absolutely play it and attack with Doflamingo first and then do the shenanigans. But we do like it though, we do like to see that. Attack for 7 into Cavendish. We're gonna use that. Tap that Doflamingo, and then let's counter out of it for 8. Keep that Cavendish up as long as possible. There goes Cavendish. So we actually just have enough to do the funny play. So we're going to attack into the leader, making sure Boa can't attack. we're gonna attack for another 5. And let's go ahead and drop our second carrot and freeze his second boa. So this looks pretty good. And on top of that, we have that extra Dawn to go ahead and tap his leader if he attacks with Josu first, which looks like he is. And then we'll tap the leader. And let's go ahead and take this life. We don't really need to be afraid currently. Kaido. Huh. What do I want to do here? Let's think. We can stop Josu from attacking. Let's Hawking first. First of all, just make him waste the Perfume Femur if he is gonna go ahead and use it. We'll attack Boa for 8. I'm sure he's gonna counter out of that to protect it. Oh no, he let it go. Never mind. So we can go ahead now and attack his life for 7. And then we'll stop Josie from resting up. And then we'll do the same thing with the other bunny girl. Attack it to Doffy, stop his boa this time from getting unrested. And I think oh wow, you're gonna counter out of that, really. Well, we also are going to attack 6 into Doflamingo with our leader. So we're really just not letting him have that board presence. He does have a board, but what's the point of it if you can't even attack? We're gonna use that, stop that, and then we'll block with Mihawk, because I want to keep that Cavendish up as long as possible. And for next turn we'll have... You know what, I think it'll be better just to Shanks here, just to pop his stuff. Well... Now actually, you know what, I'm still gonna do that play. I think it's the correct play here. We're gonna attack Bunny Girl again, doing the exact same combo, stopping Josu and stopping Boa from attacking. Literally just rinse and repeat. Pretty simple. He's down to 5 cards, 2 life. We're just draining him for all his resources. And then we're down to one life. I don't know what much you can do. You got rid of a Jinbei, that's how bad it is, huh? 6 cards, 1 life. I have 3 life, so I'm really not stressing. He only has 1 attacker that he could possibly even attack me with, because, you know, Bonney has her really silly effect. Don't sleep on Bonney. She can really pop up even against these top meta decks. And I think but one of the bunny girls is gonna go, which is fine. We'll just tap Doflamingo, and yeah, she can go. Bye bye. You did your job. I appreciate that. Into Boa blocker? No, Weevil. I think we try to go for game here. No, he does have the Boa blocker. That's fine. We'll just swing with everything, and then summon Doflamingo to stop his 3 from being rested up. If only he had another rested out. Krieg would be an amazing matchup, especially for Doflamingo. Just popping 2 4 costs or lower. But let's swing with Shanks first. See what you got. Yeah, you're gonna block with Boa. Now I'm actually thinking to just go for game here. I'm not really scared. Let's attach 4 to Miss Bunny Girl. We'll attack his live direct, stopping his Josu from unresting. And then just to be safe, I am gonna attack with 10 only. Just keeping 1 Dawn to tap another of his characters that's on field. And no, I don't think he has enough, because we got a Perfume Femur. Yep. Yeah, no, Bonney, as you see, just does amazing works against even a spam deck like Doflamingo, because you can just keep stopping his spam from being able to attack you. And on top of that, you got kid plays, you have more blockers than I can imagine that are so useful. And with that said though, let's go ahead and see what we do in that second game now. Alright, looks like we are playing against another meta deck, Luffy. I know Luffy wants to go second, but he did choose to go second, so I'm gonna go first here. Not a good hand. We're gonna mulligan this into a way better hand. Oh, this is wonderful. We got Carrot, we got Bonney plays here. We got a pass turn. We're gonna do some nice stuff next turn now. Plus the Carrot to stop like his I believe Luffy deck can increase up to 8,000. Just stopping that is going to be very, very important in this matchup because that's way too much power. And I'm trying to think here. There's no point for us to just blindly increase Dawn to Bonney because we know Luffy is going to go ahead and take that. We'll go ahead and activate Bonney to add our kid, so we have the 8 drop plane now. And then we'll summon a Rosadonna just to protect our stuff. Next turn we'll have 5. Carrot wouldn't really be as necessary currently. It's more of a later on card. If we had Cavendish, that would have been perfect, but unfortunately we do not. And even if we do search with Bonney, we'll be down to 4 Dawn, which is a little bit unfortunate. It's we're playing a little bit more slowly than I am happy to say. But Luffy, he's still trying to figure out what he wants to do. So I don't think I'll be too stressed out. You're gonna attack with Sabo. I think we'll let that go. No, it's fine. And then if his Luffy attacked for 9 or just any higher amount, we'll just counter block out of it with Rosadante and we'll be fine. Unless he has Ivankov, which I feel like why would you summon Sabo or attack with Sabo if you don't have any way to get into a Sabo? So I want to see if he made a little mistake here or if he actually planned to do this. No, he ended up attacking with 9. Okay, well, we're definitely gonna block out of that. So, ooh, Shanks is gonna be a pretty good card for 9 Dawn. At this point, I'm just gonna go ahead and attack with Bonney for 5. Just the reason why I didn't want to attach more Dawn is I wanted to see if he'll counter out of it, which would be very silly. But he ended up doing not that, so we'll just have to end with a 3 Dawn turn, 3 unrested Dawn. But that again, that's perfectly fine here. Luffy's a slow deck, so it's gonna take him time to do what he needs to do, and he doesn't even have anything on the field right now, which is exactly what I am satisfied with. He's gonna attack for 6. I'm gonna go ahead and take that, see if he summons his Luffy. Yeah, he is. He's not gonna pop it. That's interesting. Now we do have a couple of things we can do. Let's go ahead and summon our Hawkins for now. And then we'll attack his life for 5. I'm curious to see if he will take it. I'm pretty sure he will. So he, can use his Luffy effect to go ahead and pop it, which I realized last turn he couldn't even activate it to pop my Rosadonna. But now, even if he does, we have Hawkins as a blocker to protect us. And with 8 life, I mean, he can do a more, no, he can't even do a Moray play. He doesn't have anything in his trash to summon. And since we're not attacking his life, really, we're just kind of letting him do nothing. He just summons a guy, passes a Sharn. No Sabo blockers either, which is good for me. Not good for him at all, but maybe he's gonna summon it now. I might be just counting the chickens before they hatch. Yeah, no, still thinking. He's thinking really hard here. I don't know what he's trying to do. There we go. So he's gonna choose to attack with the Luffy. I'm just gonna block with Rosadonna on top of stopping his Luffy from attacking, and there we go. You just kind of gave me a reason not to keep my Rosadonna. You were just gonna pop a Luffy anyway. Attack for 8. Let's go ahead and block, and we'll counter for 9. I would really not prefer not to take damage here. I think. No, I don't think I want to do a Shanks play here. I think Cavendish would be way better here. On top of that, we can summon our carrot to stop his ace from attacking us in the first place. And then let's attack his Luffy for 5. See what he's gonna do. And now he is gonna be in a little bit of trouble if he doesn't have what he needs. Again, his trash is depressing. He has one card in his trash. I don't know what's in his hand. I'm very curious to see at the end of the game here. But this is not exactly what you need at all. Azel's a good card in this case scenario, but Sabo would definitely have more potential. So no Sabo blockers is just rough. But Bonney is just, that's how she plays. You can't really I think out it with Luffy unless you do get those Sabos and just get to that 0 life as soon as possible. And since he didn't reach this point, I think it's just flat out game. The fact that he's flopping here just kind of proved my case. He does have a lot of cards, don't get me wrong. He has 11 cards, so I'm sure he's gonna survive a turn to, with a bunch of counters. But for the follow-up turn, what is he gonna do? And even if he attacks us, I can just rest his Luffy or his leader Luffy, depending what he attacks with. Or if he Sabos even by mistake first, I would just top the Sabo and attack him directly. Okay, so I'm hoping that he just got that Sabo. But if he can do funky things now, are you gonna put an additional life from your hand, or are you just gonna keep it at 1? No, you are gonna do that play. Are you going for survival here? Because if you are, I think this is not gonna be good for you. Because here I'll just Shanks, get rid of that ace. If you attack with Luffy, we'll carry that, stop it from attacking, and just not letting you do anything. And on top of that, we have a big boy Hawkins, which is not gonna matter. He summons a Sabo here, but I don't know. I really don't know what his game plan is. Because if he Sabos now, yes, his Luffy will be at 11, and he's gonna guarantee hit me for a life. But then his Sabo's gonna get tapped, and then I don't know what he's gonna be able to do here. Hiyori? Really? I don't know if that would be the best choice here, because you don't get the second effect because you weren't able to resolve the first one, I believe, because it's mandatory. Yeah, since you weren't able to add the card to your hand, I don't think you can use the second one. Yeah, they messed up. Oops. Yeah, have to solve that first part. But he does gonna attack for a lot. We'll just tap the Luffy. We're gonna take that life. No point of really countering out of it right now. We have 3 life. We're not really stressing out. And he wasted a 2k. He wasted a Sabo. I think this just facilitated our victory. It's still gonna be definitely safer to get rid of his stuff on field first. So let's go ahead and drop a Shanks to get rid of the Luffy, because he can just activate the effect anyway if I summon anything low. And Luffy's at 7, so let's go ahead and attach 1 to Cavendish, making him 7. We'll unrest 2 others, and then we can attack with Carrot for 7 and stop his ace from being unrested. And then on top of that, we have Shanks that he has to deal with and waste another card in hand. This is not looking good at all for him. Go ahead, get rid of another card. Yet another Sabo. I'm again hoping those cards were recently drawn, because I don't see why you wouldn't be playing them. So 6 cards in hand. He's gonna waste another card, obviously, because he needs to use the Luffy leader effect to get that 2 life. Maybe a Moria play, possibly at this point, because that would be good. You would have to attack with Luffy first, unfortunately, but it is what it is. You have to just play so weirdly around Bonney, because Luffy would normally just summon Moria, get that tune-up, summon blocker, and it's just attack with Luffy, but Bonney can just unrest or rest up one of those blockers, and just what's the point of summoning a blocker if you're just gonna get rested? So he is gonna go ahead and do that play anyway, summon Sabo. We'll just go ahead and tap that with our Bonney. And even if he swings for a lot, we do have Hawkins to block with. Do you have a Luffy, possibly? To summon your Rocket Luffy? or Egghead Luffy, to be more exact. Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and do it like that. It's fine. We'll take the life, we'll rest up his blocker like I mentioned, and we'll go ahead and try into a Hawken. Not exactly what we need, but I don't see what you do here. And even if he attacks for 7, we can just block with Hawken and counter out of it, and he's gonna do exactly that. So what, possibly another Sabo? Did you get a 3rd Sabo? Well, let's block out of it like I said, and we don't really need the searchers anymore. So let's go ahead and counter out with Baby 5. And what, you have 5 gone left, 4 cards. Again, I'm guessing a Sabo. Did I miss something here? What just happened? How did my... Oh, finger gun. I completely didn't see that part. Okay. That's cool, that's cool. At this point, we'll just attack with Shanks, seeing what he will do. You're gonna counter out of it. You have just enough. The problem is though, I can just do this. Yep, and that's game. Alright. Definitely, as you see, Bonney is still the meta. It can beat the top decks without any hesitation, and it just makes them play around weirdly and not play exactly the lines that they have to play, or just play them out of order, which exactly what helps you win. And definitely look into it. I know we haven't been giving a lot of love to green, but as you see, green still rocks, and you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. Stay safe.